that. And so if I am so focused on staying on the line, I can't fulfill my assignment. But my God is big enough to handle my fault, my screw-ups, my mess-ups, because he's already prepared for what I might do. He knows what I'm going to do before I do it, and he already made preparation for me before I get there. What follows darkness is light. That darkness is the indicator that light is getting ready to shine. So there it is in Genesis, when darkness was upon the face of the deep, and God in the spirit form moved upon the face of the waters, and then God said, let there be. Because darkness precedes the light. Are you understanding what I'm saying? But he needs the darkness there so that God can move upon the face of the deep, so that the shift can take place. Listen, look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor that shift take place in the darkness. Oh God, y'all didn't hear what I just said. Everybody's not going to see the shift that's happening. They see the chaos, but they don't see the shift. They see all the craziness going on in your life, but they don't understand that underneath the darkness, God is moving in secret. He's moving in quiet. He's moving in the hidden places. He's moving in the cracks and the corners and the crevices. He's moving in places that you cannot see. And when the light comes, they're going to see a new order. But untying. And so the universe then has no choice. First attribute of the secret place. The secret place is a place of revelation. It makes you free because it awakens you and makes you consciously aware that everything that you thought was holding you is an illusion. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Emerge movement. I am so glad that you have chose to join us tonight as we continue our conversation that we have been having. This conscious conversation, I think, is empowering and impacting every person that has participated, whether it was just by listening or participating in the conversation itself. I know you have been positively impacted by this conversation. And I'm glad that you decided to join us again tonight as we move further in the conversation. Listen, those of you who are watching right now, those of you already online, whether you are on Facebook or YouTube, I need you to do me this one favor. I need you to share this broadcast, invite other people to come and be a part of this conversation. Do that for me right now. Tag as many of your friends as you possibly can. Invite them to come over and participate, to chime in and give their thoughts or to just sit and listen. But do that for me right now so that we can get as many people in the room as we possibly can. Do that for me right now. Because I know that tonight's going to be just absolutely phenomenal. I know it is. The conversation's going to be phenomenal. Okay? So I want as many people to come over and be a part of it as can come. All right. So we are discussing wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me put some aura in it. No. Before I go any further, before I get into the conversation, I want to share some good news. I don't know if she wanted me to share it or not, but I'm sharing it anyway. One of our very own, Yvette Jordan, received her AA degree today. So let's all congratulate her in receiving her AA degree. She informed me earlier today. I'm just so very proud of her, striving and working to do better, to better herself, to create a future for herself and her children that she most desires. It's a good thing, a great thing, when you can begin to stack up these kinds of accomplishments. So those of you who are on with me, help me to congratulate Yvette. I know she's on here. I'm looking for her in the comments right now. I know she's on here because she's always on. Oh, there you are, way back up here. Yeah, that's Yvette saying good evening to everybody. She received her AA degree today, and from what she's told me, working on another one soon. That'll be coming around real soon, another degree. But let's congratulate her on that great accomplishment. Yes, there it is. She says, and one more to go in June, and associates in allied health. So 2 AA degrees. Look, that's what I'm talking about. And steady going and climbing. Really, 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 really proud of her. That's a great accomplishment. Congratulations. Okay, so we have been having the conversation based around the book, The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. It is an outstanding, phenomenal book. It's one of those books that I recommend to everybody, especially those who are beginning their spiritual awakening and this whole journey towards spiritual wholeness. I am always recommending that they get this book and begin to read it from cover to cover. And so I thought that we would go ahead and spend some time reading through the book. Hopefully everybody has your copy and that you are keeping up and keeping pace with us as we discuss the book in these conversations. We have already talked about the introduction of the book and the foundation about domestication and the programming and those entrenched thoughts that have been imposed upon us, setting our mind open to the whole victim mentality that is perpetuated by society, by culture, by religion, and even by our families. And then we looked at the first agreement, and the very first agreement was to be impeccable with your word. To be impeccable with your word, without sin, without error, to be precise, to be intentional, to be deliberate about your word, about what comes out of your mouth. And we examined all of the parameters and the benefits of being impeccable with your word. Tonight, we want to start in with the second agreement. And the second agreement is don't take anything personally. Ooh, this is powerful. Don't take anything personally. And let me kind of backtrack for 1 second. The reason that he is using the terms agreement is because it speaks to our individual autonomy as divine spirits, and that nobody and nothing happens to us or imposes upon us unless we choose to allow them to do so. Okay? So if so anything that takes place in our life, no matter how reoccurring it is, it does so by our agreeing to that particular pattern and practice taking place in our life. And if we're going to change the trajectory of our life, if we're going to change the pattern of our life and improve our experience in this three-dimensional world that we call Earth, then we have to break those old agreements and begin to make agreements with ourself, with God, that come into alignment with the rest of the universe, with God, with nature, and that align itself with our highest good, with what we most desire. We have to come into agreement with it. We have to align ourselves with it. We have to walk in harmony with it. We have to allow it. Remember that in St. John 10:10, Christ is purported to have said, I am come that you might have life and that you might have it more abundantly. The fact that the term might is used, and I've said this several times, means that it is optional, that you will have the opportunity to have abundant life, but you're not guaranteed abundant life. You are guaranteed the opportunity to experience life abundantly. But you have to choose the abundant life. You have to choose to align your thoughts, words, and deeds with those things that are conducive to you having an abundant life. And so the first agreement or alignment is that we be impeccable with our words, that we are very deliberate and intentional about what we say, that we let our yea be yea and our nay be nay, that we say what we mean and mean what we say. We cannot afford to be reckless with our mouth, reckless with our words, reckless with the vibrations that we release into the atmosphere, because the universe and nature, the atmosphere around us, have no choice but to align themselves with you, because you are the divine expression of God in three-dimensional form. And so everything, all of nature and the universe bows in humble submission to the sound of your voice. Are you understanding? By your word, you are justified, and by your word, you are condemned. Your word goes out and will not return to you empty, but it will reap what it's supposed to reap. In other words, the seeds of causation will have a definite effect, and it will accomplish the thing whereunto you send it. So the first step in aligning ourselves harmoniously with God, thereby causing the universe and all of nature and everything that exists to align itself with us harmoniously, in conjunction with our highest good, is to be impeccable with our word. And the second agreement, the second alignment that we must make is not to take anything personally. Don't take anything personally. I think that this agreement is one of the most powerful ones. All four are very powerful, but this one just jumps out at me because it is such a challenging thing to do, yet it is an extremely rewarding thing when we can reprogram, we can reconfigure our mind to not take anything personally, to divorce ourselves from all the externals and not to allow anything outside of our own consciousness to dictate what we do, how we feel, what we think. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a habit of saying this or that made me mad. This made me happy. This made me sad. This made me angry. When in fact, nothing can make you anything. You have ultimate control over what you will be, think, and do and feel. You choose. And when you begin to take things personally is when you begin to make the choice to respond, react in a specific way or feeling to whatever it is that you are encountering at the moment. You are choosing to feel, to respond, to think, or to be, or to act based upon external stimuli rather than from internal intuitive knowing and choice. It's an inside job. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Okay. The next three agreements are born from the first agreement, that is, be impeccable with your word. But here I'm reading from the book now, beginning it with the second agreement. In the book, it's chapter 3. The second agreement is don't take anything personally. Whatever happens around you, don't take it personally. Using an earlier example, if I see you on the street and I say, hey, you're stupid, without knowing you, it's not about you. It's about me. If you take it personally, then perhaps it's because you think you're stupid. But if you already know that you're not stupid, you are confident in your brilliance, then why would you allow what someone else says about you? Why would you allow it to offend you and choose to take it personally and internalize what's being said? You and I have no control over anyone else's voice, thoughts, or behaviors. But you do have control, mastery over your voice, your thoughts, your behavior, and how you feel. Are you hearing what I'm saying? He says, if you take it personally, then perhaps you believe you are stupid. Maybe you think to yourself, how does he know? Is he clairvoyant? Or can everyone see how stupid I am? You take it personally because you agree with what's being said. As soon as you agree, then the poison goes through you and you are trapped in that dream of hell, that illusion that has been created by another person that you've come into agreement with, and it produces a living mental, emotional hell. Are you hearing what I'm saying? What causes you to be trapped is what's called personal importance. Personal importance, or taking things personally, is the maximum expression of selfishness because we make the assumption that everything is about me. Are you understanding what I'm saying, Lord? Okay? When you have this idea that everything is about you, then it's easy for you to begin to take what other things people say or do, or other situations or circumstances around you personally. You become self-centered, or if it's a form of narcissism, where you think everything is revolving around you. So whatever is happening outside of you is about you and is somehow connected to you. And so you begin to internalize whatever you happen to encounter. You begin to internalize other people's thoughts about you, what they say to you, how they act toward you. And when you internalize it, you are taking it personal and you are making it your own, and you are giving both strength and energy to that particular thing. And in giving it your strength, your energy, your power, your anointing, your spirit, whatever word you want to use, what your force, when you give it life, then you are causing it to now begin to manifest itself in your reality. And you create a matrix of reality that doesn't serve your highest good. All because you are unsure of your own brilliance, your own greatness, your own divinity, and therefore easily impacted and impressed upon by external forces when you begin to take things personally. Are you following what I'm saying? Is it tracking with you? Listen, nothing other people do is because of you. Nothing that other people do is because of you. Let me say it again. Nothing that other people do or feel or think is because of you. Let me say it again. Nothing that other people do or say or think is because of you. And nothing that you do or think or say is because of any other person. It emanates from within you. You are the arbiter, the progenitor, the creator. You are the decision maker. You personally choose whether you're going to think it, feel it, or do it, or say it. You make the choice. And the only one whose words, thoughts, deeds, actions you have control over is yours. Please understand that when someone is speaking, when they are acting, when they are doing, responding in any way, shape, form, or fashion, It has absolutely nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. It only has to do with you when you begin to take it personally, when you internalize it, when you make it your own, when you create space for it and build it a home in your heart. Whoa, did you catch what I just said? Nothing. It doesn't matter if they don't like you, if they think you're mean, they think you're ugly, they think you're dumb or stupid. It doesn't matter if they think that you're conceited or cocky or out of control or promiscuous or what. It really does not matter unless you make it matter. And you know what matter is, right? It materialize. You give life to it by taking it personally, by internalizing it. Everyone speaks and operates and moves and thinks from their own internal view and perception of themselves. And then they outpicture it and project it upon the world around them. But that doesn't mean you have to accept it. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Here is the mouse for this particular computer that I'm on right now. The mouse is black. Let me hold it up so you can see it. The mouse is black. What does the mouse care if I say, no, you're not black, you're blue? Oh, blue mouse. The mouse is not upset. It's not angry. It's not. It continues to just be what it is, regardless to what I call it. I can call it blue, green, yellow, purple. The mouse is undisturbed. It just simply continues to be exactly what it is. Oh, good God. Did that register? I hope that registered with you. That's what I'm saying to you, that you have to be unbothered by what others may say about you and just continue to be exactly who you are. Don't give energy or value to the opinions and thoughts and ideas and illusions and delusions of others as it relates to you. Them calling you stupid or dumb does not make you stupid or dumb unless you agree with what they're saying and you internalize it. But if you can shield yourself, put up a buffer of your buffer is your confidence in knowing who exactly you are, then you just continue to be the mouse. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You just continue to be exactly who you are, regardless to the labels that others may want to put on you. Be free. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Be free. Despite the label of being sinful and a sinner and wicked and unholy and unrighteous and you ain't saved and that ain't God ain't in that and God ain't telling you that and God ain't moving through you and you not anointed. Look. Everyone has the right. They can say, think whatever they choose. You just continue to be your divine, anointed, powerful, brilliant, beautiful self. Just continue to be. Remain steadfast in your confidence of knowing intuitively who and what you are. Don't internalize other people's opinions, other people's thoughts, their delusions, their illusions, their perceptions, their perspective as it relates to you or anything that you're doing. Anything that you are doing, anything you are saying, anything that you believe, anything that you are experiencing. Have you ever had someone try and tell you how you feel? You express how you feel. I'm sad. Oh, you not sad. Child, ain't nothing wrong with you. You just right. You fake it. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Have you ever experienced that? Ain't nothing wrong with you. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You just need to go and cut that stuff foolishness out. Snap out of it. Ain't nothing wrong. Because they are trying now to project onto you, and if you internalize it, then you lose sight of your true self, what you are truly experiencing, and you start now to leave the genuine, authentic self, and you align yourself with the image that they have projected, and so you become a pretender. Yes. You become an actor in somebody else's movie. Woo-hoo! Are you hearing me? I say you become an actor in something. It's not even your own movie. You're not the writer or director. They have become the writer, the director of the movie, and you're just an actor, a bit player in somebody else's movie because you've allowed them to write the script for your life, your thoughts, your feelings. Are you understanding what I'm saying? And they've given your character a different persona, a different mindset, a different name even. Everything about you is different because they're the one writing the script, because you keep internalizing what they are saying. How many of you on here have experienced in your lifetime, found yourself behaving and doing certain things, not because it was your choice, but because someone else's opinions and thoughts about what your life was supposed to be, who you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to accomplish, where you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to believe has been so imposed upon you, you now try and twist yourself into the form that will fit their movie. Maybe it was your mom, your dad, your cousin, your uncle, your auntie, your friends. Maybe it was your bishop, your pastor, your prophet, your apostle that all told you you're supposed to be this. Inama shanama. Ina mosquito. I see. Yeah, you supposed to be, and you're supposed to be, and you're supposed to be, but inwardly it didn't resonate with you. You had no desire for, but because they said so, you set yourself in agreement. You took it personally. You agreed with the statement and became an actor in their movie. One of the most frightful things in the world is to succeed at something you were never supposed to do in the first place. To succeed at being somebody that you were never designed to be. To succeed at doing something that you were never destined or purposed to do. To succeed at becoming the perfect actor, the perfect portrait of somebody else's masterpiece. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Are you living and experiencing the life that you designed for yourself? Or are you living out someone else's design that you internalized because you took their words personally. You took their thoughts, their opinions, their ideas personally. Even though they contradicted your own intuitive knowing and feeling. Huh? How much of your life have you spent wasted trying to prove something to someone else? You became an overachiever, not because you had a hunger, a desire, a drive for it yourself, but you needed to prove to someone else that you were or were not what they said. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Let me put my glasses on. I see something in the comments here. Isn't that like what Jesus came to teach us, how to walk in our own divinity, regardless of what we go through, even to the death of our own cross? Yes, that's good. Theresa, that's good. See, that's why you're a world shaker. That's good right there. That's good. That's exactly right. That's exactly. The scripture, even the scriptures in the Bible says that Jesus came to be our ensample. That is an example to show us how you live as a divine expression of God in three-dimensional form in the earth. That's why he is purported to have said, everything you see me do, you can do also, and greater shall you do. That everything that I'm doing, you'll do because I'm going to the Father. That everything that's in me is also in you as well. This is the reason why Jesus never asked to be worshiped, didn't allow anyone to worship him. I don't know how we got into that thing where everybody just worshiping. Oh, Jesus, we love you, we adore you. Oh, Jesus. Jesus was like, don't worship me. I'm not to be worshipped. Worship the Father. There's none good but the Father. The only one worthy of the worship is the Father. Worship the divine that's within you. He was always pointing us back to our own divinity and causing us to understand that we have our own dream, our own reality that we create for ourselves, our own journey, our own path. And it's all good because it's all God. Okay? We spend chunks of our lives trying to prove something to someone who doesn't even care. It doesn't even matter. Trying to outlive something someone said that they didn't even think about what they were saying, and they're not even thinking about you at this moment. Yet you are still trying to outlive something that was said or done because you took it personally. Are you hearing what I'm saying? They're not attacking you. They're not coming after you. They're not degrading you. They're not cursing you. They are speaking from their own world that they have created for themselves. And so that perspective now is spewing out of them. It can't help but come out because that's what's in them. But it doesn't have to come into you. Jesus is purported to have said it like this in Matthew chapter 18. He says that it is impossible except that offenses will come. He says it's impossible for you to matriculate through this three-dimensional existence on this earth and not have offenses come your way. But you don't have, just because the offense comes doesn't mean you have to be offended. Oh, God Almighty. Did you hear what I said? I said, just because an offense comes, doesn't mean you have to be offended. The offense can arise, the action can take place, the words can be said, the thing can be done, but you get to decide whether you're going to be offended or not, whether you're going to be hurt or not, whether you're going to be angry or not, whether you're going to take it personally or not. If you don't take it personally, then it can no longer hurt you. You are taking back control of your own life. Oh, I need to calm down. I'm yelling and carrying on. I just got a glimpse of myself yelling and carrying on. I get hyped because I'm passionate about it. I'm passionate about helping you gather the tools necessary to create the kind of life for yourself that you desire. I'm passionate about freeing you from other people's opinion. If there is one deliverance that we all need to experience, we need to be delivered from people. From their opinions, from their thoughts, from their actions, from their responses, from their behaviors. You need to get delivered from people. Are you hearing me? You got to get delivered from it. And recognize it also helps you to elevate to a place, to evolve, to stand in a place where you are able to see the visceral responses and behaviors of others and recognize it outside of yourself and see that this is their world. This is their creation, their reality. And if that doesn't cause you to have more mercy and grace where people are concerned, I don't know what will, because then when you stop internalizing, when you stop taking it personally, then you're able to better see more authentically the hurt, pain, brokenness, and fear of others and recognize what's really going on with them. It elevates you. You are now looking from a higher perspective and you can see their fear manifested. Their own toxicity manifested. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Bree said, someone just asked me if I'm mad at them. I said, of course not. I don't take anything personally. There you go. Of course not. Yes, I like that one. Bree says, I call it VOP, victory over people. Yes. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's really good. Victory over people, or more so, victory over ourselves. It is when we master our own mind, our own heart, our own feelings, our own thoughts, our own behaviors, and not allow them to be dictated by anything outside of ourselves. We've become a master of our world. Remember, you are the God of your garden. Nothing can exist there except you say, let there be. If you don't allow it, it can't exist in your garden. Let me say it again. If you don't allow it, it cannot exist in your garden. No weeds, no flower, no tree, no animal can exist in your garden unless you allow it. If you don't want it there, you are the husbandman. You are the God of the garden. You are the creator, and you can eradicate it from your garden. It's just your making a simple choice. Make a decision. I will no longer allow this to flourish and grow in my garden. I'm not allowing bitterness, anger, malice to grow in my garden. I refuse to allow jealousy, hatred, envy, enmity to grow and flourish in my garden. I am uprooting it and making a decision that I will no longer take anything personally, because everything is for me, nothing is against me. God have mercy. I'm trying to stay calm, man. I'm getting hype. I'm telling you. Because everything, if God be for me, then who in the world, what in the world, what in this universe can be against me? I'll answer, nothing. Are you hearing me? I'm choosing to take my life back, to take back my thoughts, take back my feelings, take back my emotions, take back my mouth, my words, my actions, taking it back. I'm taking my life back away from the opinions of others, the behaviors of others, the thoughts of others, by not simply choosing not to take anything personally. Okay? Diana says, but some of us act as if we have to have the opinions about how we live, can't think for ourselves, so they need to be led around in a noose, with a noose around their necks. Yes, that's victim mentality. That's that whole victim mentality. Ooh, prophet, you got a word for me? What's the Lord saying? Like, you become a prophecy word junkie. What's the Lord saying to you? You seen anything? Is the Lord dealing with you about me? You got a word for me? I need a word. I need a word. Everybody got a word? Oh, God, I need a word. I need a word. I need somebody to lay hands on me. I need a prophecy. I need somebody to speak over me. You're a junkie because you have given your power, your life, over to a religious leader, to a particular religious faith or ideology, to a particular circumstance, situation, or church. You have given yourself over to it and become addicted and dependent and crippled. And so that need for validation, you have to validate yourself. That's why you so devastated and crushed when someone says you ain't saved, you ain't got the Holy Ghost, you ain't hearing from God, you just a sinner, you on your way to hell, you a devil, you a demon, and you get all devastated and hurt because the preacher or the prophet or the apostle or the pastor or mother so-and-so say this, that, and the other. Oh, I can't believe, oh my God, it hurt me so bad. Because you took it personally. Are you hearing me? People live within the matrix of their own reality. Let me say it again. We all live within the matrix of our own reality. And your world does not affect my world unless I choose to allow your world to begin to influence my world, and vice versa. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I said, are you hearing? Is it getting through? Is it registering with you? All people live in the dream of their own mind. They are in a completely different world from the one that we live in. When we take something personally, we make the assumption that they know what's in our world, and we try to impose our world on them and their world on us. Don't assume that people know what's in your world. They don't. You created that world. You're the God of that garden. They don't know what you got planted. They're on the outside looking over the fence and they can see a few flowers and trees. They see a few birds flying around. They might see a stream of water here and there, but they don't really know what's going on in your garden. So why should their opinion matter? Why should they be able to tell you what to plant and what to pluck up? Why should anyone? Yes, we're taking things personally when that's the person's opinion. I don't have to partake of or even give an answer. Ooh, you don't have to respond. No response is a response. Lord have mercy, let me say it. I said no response is a response. Yes, they only know if you let your mouth run like the river of Jordan, says Yvette Jordan. Oh, Lord have mercy. It's true. No response is a response. You don't have to respond to everything. You don't have to you shouldn't respond or react. You're repeating. Respond. Repeating, reacting, repeating, instead of just acting, choosing deliberately and intentionally who you will be in any given moment, in any given conversation, in any given environment. I choose to be who I am. I choose to show up as myself, not as anybody else, not as what you expect of me, not as what you think I should show up, not what you have decided this is how a preacher's supposed to act, or how a leader's supposed to act, or how a black man is supposed to be, or how a black woman is supposed to be, or how an intelligent person is supposed to be, or how you don't get to decide that for me or nobody else. You show up as yourself, who you choose to be. And then every other person has the choice to either embrace it or not. And if they don't or do, I don't take it personally. Well, that opens up the other side of this thing. And I only got a few minutes left, so let me take these last few minutes and deal with that other side. Because you can't even take it personally when there are those that agree and that move along with you and may be in harmony with you. Because that is momentary. It is for the moment. It is at that particular time. But everyone has the liberty and the freedom to shift and change for whatever happens to suit their highest good in the moment. And if this moment they are walking in harmony with you and you internalize that and make that personal, when they evolve and shift and change, now you are devastated because you internalized their presence, their being, their words, their behavior, instead of seeing it for what it was, a harmonious union for the moment to accomplish a particular purpose. And when the purpose is complete, or if one or the other has evolved to a place where it no longer serves them, okay. Woo. I know. This is one of the most challenging of the agreements, because the thing that we seem like we have been programmed to do is to take everything personally, to have these high expectations of people, places, and things. This is why people have fallen out with the church, because they have all of these high expectations of preachers and leaders. And it's really a double-edged sword because the people have these high expectations, and then the preachers reinforce the idea that those things can be expected of them, even when they know that is not who they authentically are. And so they find themselves being pretenders and actors in somebody else's movie, trying to be what the church world has told them they need to be. And then the audience is sitting there with these expectations that this actor is going to live out and act out the part of the script that we wrote for. God almighty. And then when the whole thing falls apart, everybody's devastated, angry, and mad, and pointing fingers at each other. He ain't say he wicked. I knew he wasn't a real man of God. False prophet. And he's like, y'all don't understand, and I'm human, and you don't have no mercy. You're stiff-necked and you're rebellious. When both are guilty of taking it personally. When you don't take it personally, then you allow people to live in their own authentic truth, whatever that happens to be. And then you get to choose whether you're going to walk in agreement and follow or you're not. And that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I am confident in who I am and what I bring to the table. I am 100% fine that there are a ton of people that know me, but don't support what I say and what I do in the work that I'm doing with Emerge. That's their choice. What I look like getting mad and upset and all, and pissed off and I can't believe it. You suppose, really? Because they made a choice to do what best serves them. Or at least what they think best serves them, and I'm doing the same thing. Everybody's not coming to your party. Everybody's not showing up for your birthday. Everybody's not going to be there to celebrate you. And it's not necessary. Celebrate yourself and be happy. Choose to be happy. Choose to be proud of yourself. Choose to feel good about your accomplishment. Choose to be satisfied, satiated with what you've been able to experience and who you are. And if others do so, that's extra. That's icing on the cake, but it's not required. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Oh, let me catch some of these comments. They only know if you let your mouth run like the river Jordan. Okay, I did that one already. You have to know that silence is not consent to what they are saying. Exactly. Just because you're silent doesn't mean you're consenting. It just means that you are. It's nonsense. Again, me calling the mouse blue and green, the mouse doesn't need to respond to that. It simply continues to be exactly what it is. Okay? So is this why people get mad on social media posting stuff, then get mad and say, stay out of my business? Yes, that's exactly why. That's exactly why everybody's talking about Will and Jada right now, because they are taking someone else's life personally. And now they decide, I need to have something to say. I need to have an opinion. I need to make a diagnosis. I need to come up with a judgment about this particular thing. I need to let the world know that I think this is right, or this is wrong, or this is good, or this is bad. And then if somebody, pray tell, should happen to disagree, now you're offended. When none of it had to do with you in the first place. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Okay? Don't take anything personally. See, I'm not even getting into that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Will Smith lives in the matrix of his own reality. Chris Rock lives in the matrix of his own reality. Jada Pinkett lives in the matrix of her own reality. We all live within the matrix of our own reality. And so they each acted from their own personal reality. And then the worlds collided because each person took what the others were saying and doing personally, internalized it. Allowing everyone the space to be authentically who they are. Exactly. Including beginning with yourself. Allow yourself the space to be who you are, and then allow everyone else that same space and grace. Are you hearing me? Allow everyone else the same space and grace to be authentically who they are. You show up as your authentic self across the board in every place. No more pretense. No more masquerading. Are you hearing me? Huh? I am who I am, and I happen to love who I am. Now, everybody doesn't, and that doesn't matter. It really does not. It doesn't matter. I am no longer trying to get others to like me. And I say no longer because I spent a great number of years of my life trying hard, desperately to get others to like me. I twisted myself into pretzels. Oh my goodness, into knots, twist and turned and internalized everything, and then tried to somehow please as many people as I could because I just wanted them to like me. And I realized that they couldn't like me because I didn't like me. I wasn't comfortable with who I was. I didn't like who I authentically was. I had even lost who I authentically was. It was lost under the minutia of everybody else's opinions and expectations. And I became the actor in everybody else's show. As a pastor, as a leader, as a father, as a brother, as a friend, I became the actor in everybody else's show. Following everybody else's script. You expect this from me? You want me to do this? You want me to be this? You want me to act this way? You want me to think this way? You don't want me to feel this way? You don't want me to have this? Okay, all right. And trying to juggle all of these balls in the air to try and be what everybody else wants me to be so that you will just like me. And I know I'm not the only one. I know that I'm talking to some people that are listening to me right now. You do the same thing mentally, emotionally. You'll never come out and say it, but you know. Deeply impressed and hurt and offended, deeply influenced by the thoughts, behaviors, and ideas and opinions of other people. Maybe it's your mom, your cousin, your sister, your brother, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. Maybe it's your pastor, your leader, the mother of your church. Maybe it's the deacon. Maybe it's your guru. Maybe it's your mom, your mother. Maybe it's the minister in your mosque. Well, maybe whoever. And so you twist yourself in the knots trying to be who your children think that you are. You created this image for them, and now you got to try and live out this image, even though it's not really who you are. You set that expectation within them. They imposed it right back to you. And so now there you are trying to live up to this expectation that you gave your children. A false expectation. Because it's not who you really are. And so you lived a lie and you taught them to live a lie. Ooh. And I'm over time. Great day. This is a heavy one right here. We'll do a part 2 of this one. We're going to do a part 2 of this one. We'll come back tomorrow night and we're going to do a part 2 of this one right here. Don't take anything personally. I gotta stop. I'm 7 minutes over time, and so I'm gonna bring it to a close. But we'll come back tomorrow night at 7:30, and we will continue this conversation focused on the second agreement. Don't take anything personally. I know you were helped, encouraged, and blessed by this conversation. I know you had to be. It was just too powerful, too intense. So I know you had to be. No, you had to be. I want you to demonstrate your appreciation and gratitude for what you received and what you experienced tonight through your giving. Show how much you value what you've been given. Freely you've received, so freely give. And so into this work, this ministry, this platform, this movement, and help us to move forward. Demonstrate how much you value it, how important it is to you, and how much you appreciate what you received tonight by your giving. Whatever that is, whether that's 35 cents or $35,000, give it tonight and demonstrate how much you value it. That's completely up to you. It's your choice. You can use our Cashapp or our Zelle account, and we will graciously and gratefully receive your gift. All right. If you have not signed up for the free text notification, you need to do that so that you don't miss not one of these conversations. The information is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to leave it up while I'm getting ready to go off the air. All you have to do is text the word emerge to the number that you see there, 833-444-0163, and you'll automatically begin to receive free text notification of when we're getting ready to come on the air. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you back here tomorrow night at this same time, 7:30, as we continue this conscious conversation. Until then, you have an absolutely outstanding, stupendous, splendiferous evening, and make tomorrow the best day ever. Good night.